In the year 1729, the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI discovered a bright student and named him an imperial counselor, and even made him a baron. The student went on to finish his theological studies and was ordained in the same year, and in less than 2 months he became a bishop. The emperor gave him the German name Klein, meaning little, something that history proved to be quite an understatement. Bishop Klein was a determined man, and he had an agenda. The people he had come from had little to no rights, and he swore to change that. After 8 years of continuous political struggle, he made a surprising move. He packed up everything he had and moved his bishopric seat to a little place in the middle of nowhere, where he set up a town. Once the only Romanian settlement in the large Hungarian province of Transylvania, the tiny town of Blaj went on to become a cultural center of the nation of Romanians, to the point where it seeded a great nationwide revolution against oppression in the year 1848.
Today, Blaj is a modern 21st century scholastic town. It lies in the heart of Romania, between the Transylvanian hills where two rivers meet. It is a heavily marked town by its complex historical and cultural heritage, a town that for a very long time has been known to have some of the best schools in the country.
Its documented history begins in the year 1271, when it was referred to in Latin as Terra Herbordi, meaning the land of the count named Herbert. It is then again mentioned in 1313, when the entire place passes on to Herbert's son named Blasius, from whose name it is commonly believed that the current word Blaj has been derived.
În epoca medievală, Blajul a fost un mic sat. El începe să se impună în istoria românilor, odată cu stabilirea la Blaj a reședinței episcopiei greco-catolice. Inocentie Micu, episcopul din vremea aceea, vrea să facă din Blaj un important centru bisericesc, cultural și politic. Ca atare, atunci arhitect de la Viena începe să construiască orașul, pune bazele catedralei, vrea să deschide școli, tipografie și biblioteci, mijloace de primă importanță pentru ridicarea culturală a poporului său. Intrând în conflict cu autoritățile vremii, își pierde funcția de episcop, urând în exil la Roma. Urmașul său, Petru Pavelaron, transpune în practică dezideratele înaintașului său. În anul 1754 se deschide în jurul catedralei primele școli sistematice ale românilor din Transilvania. La aceste școli au învățat de-a lungul timpului numeroase generații de intelectuali. O prima mare generație o formează școala ardeleană, mișcare culturală de nuanță iluministă. A doua mare generație o formează fruntașii Revoluției de la 1848. Nu întâmplător, odată sosit la Blaj, marele cărturar și revoluționar Ilia Rădulescu a exclamat în fața ilustrelor școli: de aici a răsărit soarele românilor.
The schools of Blaj are as old as they are famous. They were a chance for the local Romanians to have free access to knowledge, science and arts. But more than that, they were the birthplace of a political movement that grouped together many of the celebrities of the 18th century. A movement determined to prove that Romanians are direct descendants of the people living here millennia ago, Roman colonists.
These scholars were Romania's answer to the Age of Enlightenment, which advocated reason as primary source for authority. Many European countries were engulfed in this era, as was part of America, sparked up by winning their war of independence from the British Empire. In 18th century Transylvania, however, the movement was more closely related to the German Aufklärung policy. They were fighting to improve the lives of Romanians.
They fought hard, and they won things like replacing the Cyrillic alphabet with a Latin one, were printing and publishing a four-language lexicon that, for the first time ever, included the Romanian language. They were also responsible for putting together a couple of petitions addressed to the Holy Roman Emperor Leopold II of Hungary, in which they demanded equal political rights with the other ethnicities of Transylvania. Unfortunately, it was rejected by the emperor. This ultimately led to much popular unrest in oppressed Transylvania, and in 1848, a year that saw great changes throughout Europe, tens of thousands of people gathered on a field near Blaj, demanding freedom, equal rights, and altogether separation from Hungary. On the 15th of May 1848, about 50,000 people, most of them peasants, gathered together on this field. This movement was backed up militarily by leaders like Avram Iancu, an enterprising lawyer who allegedly designated an armed platoon on the hill overlooking the fields and left a stone cross there for future generations.
It was on this field, today known as the Field of Liberty, that much of the history of Romania was written. Its significance, however, does not stop with politics.
In 1911, in front of an acclaiming crowd and a lot of celebrities, a daring Romanian pilot named Aurel Vlaicu flew his second aeroplane, conceived and built by himself, on the Field of Liberty in Blaj. It was with that aeroplane that he went to Austria and won first prize in a contest where, among the 41 pilots he bested, was the most famous pilot of the era, a Frenchman called Roland Garros. In its over 7 centuries of recorded town history, Blaj has seen more culturally and socially relevant events than most towns its size. From the enterprising founder of the town, Bishop Klein, to the scholars of the Age of Enlightenment and to the determined revolutionaries of 1848, a long and painful fight was waged for the rights of Romanians living here. And from the 20 families that lived here in the 13th century to the roughly 25,000 people of today, they have evolved from oppressed peasants to a modern, democratic society. The fight was won for them, but are they the happier for it? In 2010, as a definite ethnic majority and citizens of Romania, which is the 7th largest member of the European Union, people of Blaj finally enjoy the rights and liberties that their illustrious ancestors have fought and died for. Nevertheless, hundreds of them have decided to seek their fortunes elsewhere. Some moved to other places in Romania, but many put their hopes behind their newly achieved option, emigration. When asked about Blaj, many emigrants tend to say that the town they left behind was a dreary, bleak place, a dull and grey community with no future, living in a dull and grey environment. But over here, there are some people who feel quite differently about this. Supervised by the town mayor, a plan of urban development has been put together, which the township is determined to follow through. In spite of the poor opinion that many people have about their own hometown, whether they live in it or away from it, more improvements have been done on Blaj recently than in the past 30 years. We went to the town hall to find out more.
Încă înainte de a deveni primar, am știut foarte clar cum vreau să arate Blajul nostru. Un oraș cochet, un oraș curat, un oraș îngrijit. După alegerea mea în funcția de primar, împreună cu colegii din Consiliul Local, am bătut în cuie strategia Blaj 2012, pe care o derulăm acum. Suntem undeva peste 50% din obiectivele propuse realizate și sunt convins că în cei 2 ani care au mai rămas se vor finaliza toate. Ne-am propus, începând de la dezvoltare economică, infrastructură terană și subterană și, nu în ultimul rând, infrastructură culturală. Am construit ceva, mai este mult până departe, mai durează până putem să realizăm ceea ce ne dorim. Din 2012, cu siguranță, o să avem alt program. Deja ștacheta este ridicată destul de sus și, indiferent cine va conduce acest oraș, cu siguranță mai are încă multe de realizat. Din 2012 știu un singur lucru, că puterea de muncă și dorința de a realiza pentru Blaj nu mi-a dispărut și cred că împreună cu blăjenii, cu care am făcut un parteneriat foarte corect, un parteneriat și o relație deosebită, vom duce mai departe Blajul acolo unde ne dorim cu toții. În ultimii 3 ani, valoarea totală a investițiilor în modernizarea municipiului nostru depășește 20 de milioane de euro. Avem prognozat pentru următorii 2 ani valoare totală de peste 15 milioane de euro.
Blaj is a place of much contrast, which is noticeable in both time and space. In time, it has moved from complete obscurity to religious center, from spark of revolution to communist objection, from center of attraction to the left behind hometown, and in space, from its outskirt ghetto to a refreshing downtown, and from its industrial zone to its rich cultural heritage.
It is a distinctive feature of Blaj that those who believe in it and have come to love it will fight for the benefit of all. It has happened all throughout the 7 centuries of town history, and it is happening now as well. Perhaps that is how this type of society is supposed to function.
Will this town ever reclaim its 1754 brand of sunrise of the Romanians? Difficult to say, although it certainly has the potential. One thing is clear though, Blaj is once again turning into a very interesting place to be in.